Mm.
That's when I found crispy cancer around that time, and I started doing a lot of juicing and a lot of fasting, and I was getting into different
Mm-hmm.
yoga practices and meditation,
Mm-hmm.
things to really calm the nervous system, because that was one of
Gotcha.
the major problems was I was so ramped up all the time because of being sick that I
Mm-hmm.
was always in this fight or flight mode because I was
Mm.
angry, I was sick, I was
Mm.
stressed out, and what that's not going to help you heal. The way you
Mm.
heal is being in the parasympathetic state of really like resting and digesting and repairing. And so as time continued on, I basically did a lot of things, like I said, through the internet, just experimenting with myself and all these ways of fasting and just trying anything alternative. I didn't really think of anything integration wise at that point. At this point,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at all the extremes. I'm looking at like
Yeah.
breatharians and the vegan raw vegan diets and just juicing and like just going really extreme for like a few months of doing different
Mm-hmm.
things. And probably more like closer to a year or two. And eventually, I came across a podcast that really went into what integrative health is. And he's a naturopathic doctor. He talks about basically all these different uh, imbalances that he has helped people overcome. And I just would listen to his podcast every single day, multiple times a day,
Mm-hmm.
for close to 6 months.
Mm.
And it sounds like a long time, but I was very skeptical as well because I've been trying all these things and I wasn't getting the results I wanted. And,
Mm-hmm.
I just had a lot of questions, but everything that he was saying, was ticking the boxes. Like it made sense to me in my mind. And eventually, I got some functional medicine lab tests and I had those read to me by a health coach from
Mm-hmm.
Boston, Massachusetts. I was in the Florida Keys at the time, so it was pretty, in my mind, a risky move. I didn't have a lot of money, so I just spent a bunch of money on a
Yeah.
lab test, and to hear about results from somebody that was, all the way on the other side of the country, and
Mm-hmm.
got the results, and she gave me her recommendations, and I literally just took her recommendations, and I just followed them step by step, and I got a lot of results very quickly, like within 3 months. And that was the
Wow.
aha moment. Was like essentially doing research, and from that research, making the best decision that I could for what I
Mm-hmm.
knew from all the research I've done, and just trusting it and just putting my faith into it that I did my homework. I'm gonna follow through with what I just invested in and not
Mm-hmm.
like mess with it. And it wasn't easy. I would like I'll even say that I didn't follow the protocol to a T, but I my whole lifestyle was completely changed by following the recommendations, and I
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of results very quickly. And once that happened, I mean, my mental clarity was back. My energy was like I've never felt it before. Probably since
Mm-hmm.
we talked about in the beginning, like when I was a child. Like my energy
Mm-hmm.
levels were back. Um, a lot of symptoms, like the digestive symptoms that I talked about, were gone. And honestly, one of the biggest things for me is that I haven't had asthma since.